Hey guys, how's it going? Jess here, and we are bringing you episode 2 of Top 10 Designers and Top Designer. Now, we explained to you last episode how everything works, so we've basically just gone ahead and taken the next 10 designers that have submitted their work. So, to kick things off, we're going to start with Ali, who's going to start us off with the top 10.
Okay, so in number 10 we have Matt, who created this Prisms banner. We really think that for a person with a low subscriber count of 67, I believe, that you're actually really on the right track, and we've been through your beehives, and the logos that you're making are actually of a very high quality. We were very impressed. Banner-wise, I think in terms of constructive criticism, I think that maybe you should work on centering a bit more, like use guidelines within Photoshop to make sure that you center like title text and subtext if you have any. The pattern in the background is going somewhere. It could be executed slightly to a higher quality. You could go on Google and find some like maybe some web like stocks or something, because that's kind of where I see this going. But yeah, honestly, if you wish to submit again, please feel free, and feel free to submit one of your logos, because we really think that in terms of a design, those are of a much higher quality right now, and we'd like to see more of those on your channel as well, especially because they really are heading in the right direction. So well done, Matt, with number 10. Okay, so at number 9 we have Duncan, who created this Battlefield 4 video border. We really like how he's kept the border in theme with Battlefield. You can tell straight away without seeing the Battlefield logo that it is for Battlefield. We think that you probably shouldn't feather edges when it comes to a border. You need to keep them solid so that they don't sort of protrude into the video and like they can sort of put people off. Also, you've got this kind of granulated white blob where the video would be. I guess it doesn't really matter, but for presentation's sake, I don't think you need that there. But we like how you've the player name text, or the font, and the producer's channel font. They both suit the Battlefield theme. I think it works. So yeah, just keep it up. Maybe add. A lot of people have sponsors and things, so maybe you can add a second bar that goes along the bottom. You can add the guy's sponsors or logos too, etc. But yeah, really well done. And on to number 8. Okay, so at number 8 we have Mackay, who's doing a bit of self-branding, creating himself a website. It's really nice to see, and we love people submitting work-in-progress pieces to Graphic Geeks. I really like how he's laid it out. It's very clean, very simple. I love how the sort of starting banner with his logo and the links are all flat 2D. I love it. I think that maybe with the sort of banner image underneath, you should also keep that flat. I like the gloss on it, maybe lower the opacity of that slightly, but I wouldn't have the drop shadow or the inner shadow on that banner. I don't think it fits. I'd actually take that off throughout your site. Keep it nice and flat, keep it clean, 2D. Also, the font or the text underneath your main page banner, just bring the size of that up slightly just to make it a bit more obvious so people can read it. But yeah, it's looking really good. Can't wait to see how it turns out in the end, so great work. And on to number 7. Okay, so in at number 7 we have IAM A King, who created this really nice sort of brand logo for an airline, US Airways. I love how the logo was constructed, and I love how it's presented so that it almost appears slightly 3D, kind of almost as if we're looking from slightly below it upwards. The coloration is very nice, and I could easily picture this on kind of like a flight attendant's uniform. I think in terms of criticism, the US Airways font doesn't really work. I think maybe you need something a bit cleaner and space it out a bit more, and also live the fancy as a slogan. Match that with the logo a bit more, like colour-wise. I think you should match the colour with the stars, but also you need to capitalise the letter of each of the words, and also I think live the fancy, it doesn't really make sense. I think you need to come up with something that relates to airlines a bit more, but overall as a piece, it's very interesting, and we really liked reviewing it, so thanks for submitting. On to number 6. Okay, and at number 6 we have LiquidDiamondd, who brings us the first motion piece in our top 10. I really love the flow of the whole piece. I watched it several times because I found it very entertaining. It's kind of presented in this pixelated style of work, which obviously was intentional because it gives it that kind of retro gaming feel. I think the font at the end that BlockShock is presented in really fits the piece. It's kind of like modern versus retro. I really like the contrast. And then the Terrace HD Presents text, which sort of arches along the top of BlockShock, really works. It's very nice. In terms of constructive criticism, I honestly can't think of many. I think maybe the vignette You almost don't need it. But apart from that, I love the coloration. I think that you can actually push this into some longer pieces. But overall, really fantastic work. And we're going to move into the top 5 now, hosted by Jess.
Okay, so at number 5 we have Spuddy, who has submitted a Fractal Arts website design. Now the 2D work is nicely presented. One thing that you could work on is presenting the images in a more professional form, so maybe have separate tabs instead of just had like a one-page website. Also with the social media, with the YouTube and the Twitter tabs, maybe change the orange text. It just doesn't really seem to fit the theme that you're going for. Other than that, you did a very good job, so well done. Okay, so coming on number 4 we have Braxton, who has submitted a Bengal tiger illustration. Now the illustration and line work and overall colour he did a great job with. One thing that I could give constructive criticism on is maybe not include it over a stock image, maybe just keep it strictly illustrated, and also don't add colour corrections to illustrations because they look better just vectorized and with illustrated colour. But other than that, great job. Okay, so coming at number 3 we have Akuma Concepts. Now he submitted a photo manipulation piece called Deception, and what we loved about this is that he's created 2 manipulations, one with the city destruction and 2 an office window looking, I guess, into the city destruction. To give some constructive criticism, if any, just to make sure you have accurate lighting, so where you've got the reflection on the floor, the light wouldn't be that harsh as it's nighttime outside, but that's just me being really picky. Also with some items on the desk, some of the reflections are a bit harsh as well, but other than that you did a really good job. At number 2 we have DeMarco, who has submitted this Zero Shock branding. Now we love this branding project, but the one thing that we would say is maybe don't incorporate the blue, but other than that it's a great branding project and you should be very proud of it. Well done. And finally, coming in at number 1 we have RoundBrushSteve, or Steve, whichever you prefer, and he submitted a fantastic Heisenberg painting. What we love most about this is the attention to detail he paid. Whether it's wrinkles or colour of clothes and the glasses and reflections, everything was just spot on. So yeah, really well done with that piece, you should be very proud of it. Okay, so for this week's top designer we have chosen the Deception photo manipulation. We chose this because, like last week's, we loved the effort that was put into it. Usually you design one manipulation, but this designer designed 2 manipulations and incorporated them together, so we thought that was very creative and we commend you on your effort. Okay guys, so this concludes episode 2 for this week. We hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow all our social media and subscribe.
Yeah, thanks for watching guys, and we will see you in the next episode.